Hello, and welcome to the wonderful world of writing. I'm Laura Cotton, personal writing coach, and today I'm going to talk to you about one of the most important and often overlooked issues of writing. What to do when you are feeling frustrated with a particular part of your story. If you are serious about writing, then you know how challenging the process can be. There are going to be times when you just feel like throwing up your hands and giving up. These times most often occur when you have reached a difficult part in your story. Some writing coaches call this hitting a wall, but I prefer to think of it as discovering an island. The term island makes sense because it can be difficult to navigate your way through it, and it can also be difficult to figure out how this particular part connects to the mainland or the main story. But if the term island confuses you, then just think about what I'm discussing today in terms of a writing problem. So, I'm going to discuss 3 ways that you can recognize if you've discovered an island, and then 5 ways that you can conquer your island. So the first way is if you find yourself feeling lost or confused. If you sit down to write in front of your computer and you just don't know where to go or what to do, you may have discovered an island. This is actually a very positive occurrence because it means you're challenging yourself when you write. If you hear people talk about writing and they say it's easy, then they're probably not really challenging themselves. So this is an excellent sign that you are making progress towards your writing goals and dreams. And I really want to encourage you, because if you do feel that way, that means that you are definitely headed in the right direction. The second way to recognize an island is if you procrastinate. If all of a sudden your housework really appeals to you and you find yourself wanting to wash the floor or reorganize your bookshelf or clean your closet, that's a sign that you have discovered an island. I have discovered many islands in my life. I could show you a whole map of islands. And that's actually a very good thing because it means that I have overcome many difficulties. The third way to recognize an island is if you feel frustrated about your writing. If writing used to be fun for you and now it feels like work, then you may have discovered an island. Now I'm going to talk about 5 ways that you can conquer your islands. And the first way is to save your island for later. I am a huge advocate of write what you know, but I don't mean what you're thinking, write what you know in the traditional sense. What I mean is that you should write the easy parts first, then go back and fill in the more difficult parts. This is really, really helpful. Personally, for a story that I'm working on now, I wrote the ending and the beginning, and now I'm filling in the middle. Because I knew the ending, I knew the beginning, but I knew the middle was going to be the hard part. So that is helping me. So I strongly recommend that you try that. The second idea on how you can conquer your island is to share your island with someone that you know. Talking to a friend or a family member or anyone in your life can really help you because you're voicing your concerns about your writing, and they can also provide you with feedback that might help you to address anything that you're struggling with. The third way to conquer your island is to live on your island for a while. If you have written all the easy parts of your story and all you have left are your islands, then choose one and keep going back to it on a daily basis. This will enable your mind to keep working on it even when you're not actively writing. That is an excellent way because the answer may come to you when you're in the shower or driving your car because your mind is going to keep working on that particular problem. And the fourth way to conquer your island is to research your island. I really believe in research, and I may be actually doing a whole episode on research in the future. But just know for now that there are many ways to do research. You can read a book, you can read a magazine, you can do research online. Really, the possibilities are endless. So researching your island actually is one of my #1 suggestions on how you can conquer a writing difficulty, because oftentimes they occur because you just don't have enough knowledge about that particular area. And lastly, you can leave your island. Sometimes putting aside your writing for a few days or weeks and then returning to it with a fresh perspective will allow you to see it in a new light. I recently did that with a screenplay that I wrote 2 years ago. I put it aside for 2 years. Now, when I write something, I usually don't intend to do that. I did not intend to go back to this with a new perspective. What happened was I wanted to enter it in a contest, and then I reread it and I saw it in a new perspective. And now, after having revised it, it has placed in 3 contests. So, I've only entered a few, and those are just the ones that I heard back from. So I'm hoping it's going to place in even more. So I strongly recommend that you put aside your writing for a while and then go back to it, because you may see it in a whole new perspective. Your assignment for this episode is to make a list of potential islands or trouble spots that you foresee in your story. So for instance, if you think you're going to have trouble writing the scene with the girl when she rides the horse because you don't know anything about horseback riding, that is a potential island for you. So make a list of these. Then on the other side of the paper, make a list of how you can conquer or overcome these islands. So with the horseback riding example, you could do research on horseback riding. You could talk to a jockey or read a magazine or really anything. The possibilities are endless. Don't be discouraged if you're feeling frustrated. That's really the message I'm trying to project today, because it actually is a very good sign. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode today. Please visit my website at laurawriter.com and let me know how this exercise went for you. Also, please feel free to email me any ideas you have for future episodes. I would love to hear from you. And remember, there is no wrong way to write.